Hello there guys and welcome, it's Niran here, and today it is time for another episode of our FIFA 14 Aston Villa career mode. As you can see, this will be episode number 43 of the series, and of course today we will be playing West Brom, as you can see, away from home in the Barclays Premier League, and we will be playing Spartak Moscow again away in the Champions League. That's the final game of the group stage, just to fill you guys in, which sounds very wrong actually. I don't know why. It's an innuendo of sorts, but still, just to fill you in, we've already qualified from our group, not top necessarily, but we have already qualified from our group, so in theory that's not an important match, although it does decide who finishes top of our group, whether it be us or Spartak Moscow. Now, as you can see, Bruma appears to have forgotten that about a month ago he came to me telling me he wants to discuss wages, so I don't know whether he's just forgotten and now I get more time to, to tie him down to a deal or not. As you can see, though, here are a few fullbacks I'm looking at into the next transfer window. We've got Alberto Moreno, but just before that, Alexandro here. How Cancelo looks very good from Benfica, and Mattia Decilio. They're really the four I'm going for. The Santiago Arias as well, who you will see on the shortlist when I show you that later. But yeah, they're four fullbacks. Really, the fullback position I think is one that I need to strengthen a little bit. I've got Klein, I've got Loughton, but beyond that, I've not really got anything apart from Baker, and he's sort of a makeshift left back at best, really. So I think I really need to get a little bit of depth, at least in that position. How Cancelo, being that young, looks very good. Decilio and Alexandro looking very good as well, but they've grown a little bit more. But here is the team then going into the West Brom game. Zila, Klein, Papadopoulos, Vlar and Loughton as per usual. Grenier, Westwood coming into the side to replace Rodo alongside Delph. Then Backley and Bruma the wingers, and Christian Benteke up front here for Aston Villa. But this, then, the first game of this episode in the Barclays Premier League. I think this is the 16th game of the season at the Stade Municipal. I don't know why that's West Brom Stadium, who knows, but still, lots of flashing, lots of photography going on. And to be honest, West Brom had a really good start to the season. I think they were third at one stage. But to be honest, I didn't know whether they were really going to offer a huge amount. But Grenier going down the wing, cutting back, and a really nice header there from Benteke, but a great save, and another one there, the double save from West Brom keeper. Then on Bruma's follow-up too, but Bruma then sets away down the wing by Benteke, cross it back in, Benteke there, and on the volley, on the full volley, putting it down into the bottom left corner for his 19th goal in all competitions in the 17th minute of the game. Past the West Brom goalkeeper. That was a brilliant double save earlier, but there's nothing he could really do with that one. Stood still and watched it go past into the bottom corner. Brilliant finish from Benteke. The 84 statter now. Made a lot of progress. So is Backley and Juricic. Bruma not so much, only 76 stat at the moment, but still, that gives us a 1-0 lead. The corner, though, coming in the 25th minute, and Ron Vlas had a cleared off the line there by the West Brom defender, but West Brom had their chances in the 42nd minute, just before half-time. We give the ball away, a great header there from Zoltan Gira, and it hits the post, and the follow-up from Shane Long put across the box, and if Gira had been a little bit, well, a bit more on his toes, he might have got there. Backley there, denied by yet another good save from the goalkeeper, and the follow-up cross there in from Klein was cleared away in the end, but Westwood then setting away Christian Benteke, and with a long-range strike somehow hitting the post. The goalkeeper seemed to have so much time to react to that, but still didn't. But in the 85th minute, he couldn't do anything yet again about a header from Christian Benteke from Clement Grenier and his corner. And that was his 20th goal of the season. I made a complete butchery of Clement Grenier's name now. I don't really know why. I think I ran out of breath. I think I was just talking for so long I forgot to breathe. But anyway, that's 2-0 and another goal from Christian Benteke. And that will be it. Max Meyer there, winning the ball back on the full-time whistle. He came on as a late substitute, but there are the two goals. The brace from Christian Benteke, as you can see, shaking Fabian Delph's hand there right at the end to give us a 2-0 win against West Brom. To be honest, West Brom really didn't offer that much going forward, and that double chance they had with Zoltan Gira hitting the post was literally their only chance of the game that was there. I don't think they had a shot on target. But nevertheless, Christian Benteke got man of the match with an 8.9 rating. Good ratings as well for Westwood, Bruma, Loughton, and Fabian Delph, as well as Clement Grenier getting an 8.3. But in other news, these guys are tits. Now, I say that because, well, for a start, two of them are only scouting one player. Apparently, they're working too hard. Apparently, I can't scout anyone else. And also, they can't bring back players anymore. You get to a stage where they just say, no, I'm not going to bring anyone back. So, I don't know why, but the GTN scouting system is utterly useless. But nevertheless, I'm going to go through some players on my shortlist now. Take not much notice from the attacking midfielders. I probably won't be strengthening my midfield, but a position I will be strengthening in the next transfer window is certainly fullback. So if you have any suggestions on players I should buy, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section on players, on fullbacks specifically, that I should buy in the January transfer window. We've just been through some of the centre-backs then. Some of the young centre-backs like Daniel Vitali there, Edgar EA and Frank Banyak. Some of the centre-forwards here, Araujo, Markovic and Insigne, as well as Matic Derrida, Kleiser and Kondogbia in terms of midfield. Ikram, Jorginho, Pjanic and Casemiro there. Probably not going to strengthen the centre mid position, as I said earlier, because we don't really have enough money, to be honest, to go and do that. But in the summer, we certainly will be looking to strengthen the centre mid position, because we've got a few players in the low 70s, actually, there, or the mid 70s anyway. But here's the Group C that we're currently in. We qualified from it, but we haven't quite guaranteed top spot in the group. We're currently on 10 points. Spartak Moscow on 9, Barca on 7, and PSV on 2. They're completely out of Europe now, but there was a lot of fatigue problems, unfortunately, going into this game against Spartak Moscow away from home. We were certainly expecting them to put up much more of a fight than West Brom did, really, in that last game. And quite a lot of changes really needed to be made due to those fatigue problems. Benteke would not start the game. I don't think Bakley did either. Here is the team. Zila in goal, Klein Ake coming in for Papadopoulos with Vlar, Lowton in defence. Then Meyer coming into the side, Roda as well, and Bakuna and Juricic the wingers instead of Bakley and Bruno, with Lacazette playing up front instead of Christian Benteke. But this was going to prove to be a very difficult game in the snow. I don't think we even had a game in the snow all series, not just this season, but in the snow. It took approximately 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes for Spartak Moscow to go in front with Aras Ozbilis, the Armenian winger, who I actually have on my shortlist, a player I was actually going to sign at one stage, or at least trying to sign. It was a really nicely worked move and goal. We gave the ball away, unfortunately, so we sort of the masters of our own downfall in the end. But we did get a goal back in the 12th minute with Filip Juricic, and it was a deflected goal. You do not see those very often. In the 13th minute, his 17th goal in all competitions this season. Had an absolutely brilliant season, mostly in Europe, though, I think he scored, or at least in the cup competitions. He got the ball, it deflected off the Spartak Moscow defender. I'm not entirely sure which one it was, number 20 there, and deflected past the Spartak Moscow goalkeeper, and that made it 1-1. We equalised, but in the 15th minute, Spartak Moscow going forward again. Artem Dzyuba winning the header. He was proving to be a big problem, and would prove to be a big problem, especially 15 minutes later, because Zila couldn't do anything about that. Again, really nicely worked. I have no qualms with the way Spartak Moscow were playing. And Artem Dzyuba in the 32nd minute puts them in front again. They're celebrating with arrows of Billis. Costa, what's his name? There's a Costa who plays for Spartak Moscow. I can't remember. But him and Dzyuba were linking up brilliantly. In all honesty, Ozbilis didn't do anything else apart from score. But him, Costa and Dzyuba were playing brilliantly. But yet again, just 4 minutes later, I think it was, and in fact 2 minutes later, and Juricic scored again to get his brace and his 18th goal in all competitions in the 37th minute. And literally, it was such, again, a deflected pass this time instead of a shot from Max Meyer. The Spartak Moscow player basically playing it through himself, and from outside the area, a pretty good finish there from Filip Juricic, the Serbian. But yet again, of course, Spartak Moscow went forward. A good save there from our goalkeeper, Ron Robert Zila, but it ended up being a foul, and the free kick didn't really lead to much. A pretty easy save there from Ron Robert Zila, but unfortunately a catastrophe, because that is a penalty. Now, I get where the ref's coming from with this, because inevitably he's fouled him, and outside the area that would be a foul. But he didn't actually go down at all, and that did frustrate me that he actually gave a penalty for that. But Artem Dzyuba stepped up to take it himself against Ron Robert Zila, and Dzyuba won there, striking it in off the post. Pretty clinical penalty, to be honest. Nothing really Zila was ever going to be able to do about that. Guessed the right way, but he was never going to get anywhere near it. Celebrating there with Karyocha and Ozbilis as well. But a nice penalty from Artem Dzyuba, the Russian, to give Spartak Moscow unbelievably the lead for the third time in the game, and it was now 3-2. Another chance, this time for Jano Alanidze, the Georgian, going close. Another good save though from Zila, and again another header. Zila picks it up, throws it out, but throws it straight to Costa. There's the man who was giving us all kinds of jip all game. Crosses it in for Dzyuba, and yet another easy save though for Ron Robert Zila, but his own mistake there almost proving costly. Fabian Dalf then went forward. A nice save though from the Spartak Moscow keeper, but they were to be undone in the 80th minute. Zakaria Bakley going forward to equalise. A great save, but Juricic there on the follow-up for his hat-trick in the 82nd minute, and he's half-volleyed it in the other direction to the goalkeeper, diving. And I'm not actually confident, but I'm pretty sure it was actually a Spartak Moscow player who headed it backwards to Zakaria Bakley. I don't think it was actually one of my players who got on that. But nevertheless, Juricic slotting it home, and just 2 minutes later, having got the equaliser, Bakley was through again in the 84th minute. He got away from Bergzhalov and chipped the goalkeeper, and it just about creeped in, and somehow we were now winning, having been behind 3 times. That's not your average game. Being behind 3 times, now coming back to be winning 4-3. What a class game this was proving to be. After, to be honest, the West Brom game was pretty average at best, but that is how it would stand. That is how it would stay. So, unbelievably lucky with pretty much, not lucky with the goals, but lucky to actually win. I mean, we did have more shots and an equal number of shots on target, but it was just the way Spartak Moscow played the game. I mean, they were just so ridiculously good in possession. Their passing was brilliant. As you can see, there are the ratings here after that win, which means we guarantee top of the group. And unfortunately, Spartak Moscow go out, which is really disappointing. But in the career mode, I'll certainly be looking out for them. And meanwhile, the best players for us, Juricic getting man of the match, Backley and Zila, unsurprisingly. But look at this! We've been given 10 million quid for getting out of the group stage. Just for getting out of the group stage, I immediately went to the contracts and offered Bruma a new contract, 50 grand, which is what he wanted, and it didn't even do it. I've just realised it didn't even do it. That's a complete fail for me. I'll have to do that next episode, because I didn't have enough wages. Oh, for crying out loud, I didn't even notice that at the time. Well, anyway, we'll give him a new contract again next episode, is the main thing. That's what I'm going to do with the money. Well, not all of the money, obviously, but I'll have to change the budget allocation. I'll have to do that. Nevertheless, here is a table as it stands at the end of the episode. We are currently top on 41 points in front of Chelsea on 35, so 6 points clear. Chelsea were in turn 4 points clear of Manchester United, Manchester City and Spurs, rounding out the European places. Then Liverpool, West Brom, Arsenal, Fulham and Swansea rounding out the top 10. Down towards the bottom, it's Stoke and Wigan just outside the relegation zone, with Reading, Hull and Leicester currently occupying those places. But don't forget to leave a comment about who I should sign in terms of fullbacks in the comments section. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Like and subscribe if you did. Comment about enjoying it if you enjoyed this episode of Aston Villa Career Mode V14, episode number 43. It's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. I hope you have a brilliant day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.